Good morning and welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. And we're having a temporary blackout here in Seattle. So hang on, you never know what we're going to do here on the live broadcast. So again, welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist. And today I want to talk about what psychics really do for you. A couple of things have come up over the last year or so, and I think it's time for us all to talk about it today. So join me for these few minutes as we talk about, intuitive insight, how it helps you, what to look out for. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to do a meditation with a crystal Fallon. We're going to talk about a crystal, and I'd love it if one or two people volunteered for a quick reading. And as soon as I call out your name and see your name, that'll be it for today. But I always welcome people sending me emails at my website at robinfritz.com or tapping me here on Facebook at The Practical Intuitive for quick readings for my radio show, or so here on upcoming Facebook Live. So today I want to talk about what psychics or what intuitives, it's the term I prefer, really do for you. And as we get into that, I want you, hi Marie, thanks for joining us. Egypt, oh my gosh, I really want to go to Egypt. And I have heard lately that it is just awesome over there, that they're doing such a tremendous job of helping people understand ancient Egypt and its role in the world. Very important. So thank you for joining us. Lisa would love a reading. Awesome. Okay. Lisa, just type in there what you want me to look at and make it as specific as possible, and we'll go from there. So this morning, I'd like to start out with a quick meditation with the crystal Fallon, the citrine Lemurian quartz. Oh, here he is. Okay, and I know I have some really bright overhead lighting, but Fallon is Lemurian quartz, which tends to be clear, but he has a citrine element to him, so there's a kind of faint orange or gold color to him. So you don't really see that here live, but you might see it in your intuitive mind as we go through this meditation. But as we go through it, I'd just like you to think about what a psychic can do for you and how you can add your own intuitive insight to what a professional intuitive would help you with. So as you focus on Fallon here briefly, I just want you to relax and experience this crystal the way your intuition works most strongly. Marie, hang on for a second and I'll get back to you. So I've got Lisa and Marie. So take a deep breath and imagine how your intuition works, whether you see, hear, feel, or know things most strongly. And this is how you will connect with the crystal. And okay, Lisa, I've got it. Your divorce is final in December. I'm so sorry. Okay, Lisa in particular, Lisa and Marie, who've asked for readings, just take a deep breath. Feel that positive, healthy energy flowing into you and just exhale your concerns of the day. We're going to take, hi, Melanie, thanks for joining us again. We're going to just take time out of our busy days here to just be together in this wonderful community Old Times has created for us, and make it a sacred moment and a time for you to connect with your own intuitive and healing abilities. So as you take a deep breath, feel yourself getting grounded and balanced, settling into your chair, just releasing everything that you're doing the rest of the day or what's happened so far. And take your attention to the top of your head. And as you run down from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, you're just going to clear out all those blocks from the day. Just give yourself a fresh start. So take your attention to the top of your head. Breathe down your face, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. As you do that, and particularly, I think it's Mike asking about your lungs. It's going to take some time So use this energy to help support your lungs. Starting at the top of your head, just breathe down your whole body to your feet. And just allow the blocks, the concerns, the worries to clear out, and just feel yourself getting ready for this positive influx of great healthy energy. And now at the bottom of your feet, imagine Fallon as a gold light rotating outside your body. And as he moves up from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head, it's just going to clear out and fill you up with healthy, positive energy. So moving up from the bottom of your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, and the top of your head, your crown chakra. Crown chakras are wide open, usually, especially with people who feel energy. When they're connected with Fallon. Fallon is an ancient crystal. Yes, Mike, you're welcome. And I'll get back to that in just a quick second. Fallon is an ancient crystal, obviously, but he's an ancient healer and truth bringer. He's what we call an ancient power crystal. There are very few of them in the world today. And we have partnered up to help you tap your own intuitive and healing abilities. So, hi, Judy, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. So, Mike, I'm looking at 6 for you. I don't know if that's 6 weeks or 6 months. Do what your doctors tell you to do. I love the work of naturopaths. You can send me a private note here on Facebook, and I'll connect you with one I use out here who is really excellent. But I've also been having trouble with my lungs all year from being ill, so I know what that feels like, and it's time to clear it out. And so practice that, and practice breathing, and practice feeling this crystal just filling you up and helping support you, because anxiety is a hard thing to deal with too when we have health issues. And for Marie, I missed your question, Marie. Lisa, I do have your question, and I'll address that in a moment. But for everyone else, I want to get back to the subject that I'm talking about today, and that is what a psychic really does for you. Now, I use the term psychic just to get your attention because I prefer the term intuitive, and then people go like, well, what does that really mean? And I did talk about it briefly on my radio show yesterday. You know, a psychic, the word psychic tends to be associated with people who aren't really, you know, maybe as honest as they could be. But the reality is they do the same thing, psychics and intuitives. And here's what a professional intuitive can do for you, as you probably well know, is someone who can use their intuitive abilities to help you explore issues or concerns from personal to business issues, okay? Spiritual and daily life issues, right? And in my case, in addition, your relationship with your animal family, your connection with your beloved dead, and your connection to your spaces, okay? So I take my job very seriously, and part of my job is to help people understand how an intuitive can help you and how you can help yourself with your own intuitive and healing abilities. Because this weekly broadcast for you, my weekly radio show, my business in general is to help you tap your own intuitive and healing abilities. And that's great. And sometimes we need outside input. We need to go to the doctor if we're not feeling well. Mike, I know you've been going to your doctor, you know, try adding a naturopath into that, and an energy healer. And I know we have, I do energy healing, but I know this Om Times and this site, Om Times Institute, and the Om Times magazine pages, you can find lots of really great healers if you don't want to call me up, but there you go. I always add energy healing to the work that I seek and to support my own health issues. But what an intuitive does is to help you sort out the information you need to be your best self, okay? So I'm the objective outsider. I'm the person who can help you hear your own spiritual team out there supporting you and help you sort through the different issues that you're looking at with intuitive insight and often with healing insight as well. And this can be really valuable to you because a strong intuitive offers that objective insight that can help you get balanced and to sort through your issues. So it's like whenever I've had a crisis with my animal family, for example, I always call someone else to come in and moderate. It's just like they say doctors shouldn't take care of their own family members and, like operate on them in a hospital, because your emotions get in the way of your personal issues. And that's where the objective outsider can help you see that you may have already found your intuitive solution, or you just may need an additional boost to find it. But no psychic or intuitive should be telling you what to do, okay? Or making decisions for you. And that's your job. And that's a job you took on when you took a body to grow your soul in this personal time that you have, this life experience that you're having. Intuitives don't give you shortcuts to choosing romantic partners or picking a place to live or getting a job, right? That's your job. We can give you insight. We can tell you what we see, and then you add that to the other things that you're using to evaluate that particular subject, because you are in charge of your life and you are brilliant. You are able to understand where you're going and what you're doing with your life. You need the self-confidence, and that self-confidence comes from a whole bunch of things. And it's what I call the discernment process. And I know we've talked about it before, and I know people, after I talked about it in a previous Facebook Live here at Home Times Institute page, people were emailing me and going, yeah, I really, really like the idea of, the process of discernment. So you're looking for intuitive insight from someone like me. Well, from someone like me, you also have an MBA in business and a business history. So there's that kind of additional information as well. But when you're trying to decide what intuitive information to add to the problem that you're looking at, or to get insight into an issue, you look at the facts of the situation. You look at what your common sense tells you about it. You look at your experience and what other people have experienced with a similar issue or situation. What do your emotions tell you about it? And then what does information add to the picture? And all of those things coming together will help you have the best experience you can with the intuitive that you've chosen to work with. And I know sometimes, and especially this last week, I just had to take the whole week off because I was just completely burned out. I was so exhausted. And I'm sitting there preparing this yesterday, and I'm thinking, yeah, wouldn't it be great if somebody just said, okay, this is what you eat for dinner. This is a person you should marry. This is, the job you should take. But, real life isn't really like that, right? But it is nice to have some insight in that. So don't hand your life over to somebody else. You're tired and uncertain and want additional information. That's great. We should all be looking for additional information. So start asking your spiritual team to help you. And I know it's really hard to hear your own team. Sometimes it's easier to hear other people's teams. But here's the reason why I brought this up. I was thinking recently about a client who came to me several years ago, and he was very upset because he had been to a psychic who told him in 10 years, all of his problems were going to be solved. And the 10-year time had come and his problems weren't solved. And I was like flabbergasted. I mean, like, what intuitive or what psychic who has a good reputation would tell you that at X date, everything's going to be solved? Because what happens? Well, first of all, the minute you look at the future, it changes. And secondly, where do we have the incentive to keep working at something? And, promising the impossible leads people to have overestimated expectations for themselves. And it may keep you from actually doing the work that you need to do to get to where you want to be. And it may keep you from seeing the opportunities that pop up that are right there in front of you. So this person was blaming the psychic, and he maybe could have, if that's what the psychic said, he should have been blaming that person. But it could also be blaming ourselves for not taking full charge of our lives, and for adding your doctor's insight, your intuitive insight, your friend's insight, your family's insight, and then your own feelings about an issue and how to sort through that. We're just one more piece of the puzzle here to help you be your best self. And that's the best place that an intuitive can be for you. So my goal is always to help people help themselves, and to help you learn your own intuitive and healing skills, how that particular skill set works for you, because it works differently for all of us. And that's why in the winter, I'm offering a multi-part webinar series on how to develop your intuition and how to develop your energy boundaries, which are your way of filtering out the good and the bad stuff that comes at you and experiencing them in a healthy way. And I'll be talking more about energy boundaries in upcoming Facebook Lives, especially because we're into the holiday season now, and a lot of us tend to overdo that. But really, this course material I taught for certification for healthcare professionals, their annual credits, continuing education credits they need. And it's very valuable information, and it's always valuable for me to go through it again and, fine-tune my own abilities. So, Lisa, your divorce is final in December. Melanie, you feel something bad happened in the world about 20 minutes ago. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that, and let's hope that's not true. I actually woke up a couple of weeks ago, feeling something horrible had happened that day, and I looked in the news and nothing happened, and then I realized it was November 17th, and it was the 3rd anniversary of the horrible death of my beloved dog Alki, who's back now as Ollie. But it was it took me several hours to realize, oh, that's what it is. So sometimes it's an emotional issue, and sometimes you are experiencing something that happens. If you're a very strong feelings-oriented intuitive, that would certainly be a way for you to do that. And I would encourage you to check out my upcoming webinar series, where we're going to practice together the different intuitive abilities and how to create boundaries around ourselves so that we know when something's affecting us or affecting the world around us, and how we can keep ourselves healthy and balanced in a crisis. And I can personally guarantee that the world is getting to be more difficult for all of us, and that's why we need to band together. And that's why the wonderful people at Om Times have created this platform for us, so that we can all grow and learn together. So, Lisa, Marie, I don't remember seeing your question here. Oh, you might have felt an earthquake. You can look at your dog's behavior to see if something negative has happened. Dogs, yeah, sometimes actually, I became a professional intuitive on February 28th, 2001, when my first Cavalier King Charles Spaniel got me out of the house ahead of a major earthquake. I was like, wait. After it was all over, I was like, wait, you knew that was coming before it got here. And now I want to know what's going on in the world that I didn't know before. So that's part of the exploration process we're going to have with our webinar series. Lisa, I see you being fine after this divorce. I see it being very traumatic for you, and I understand that. I've been through that myself. And I honor the commitment to yourself that helped you go through this process and make that decision for yourself. It is not easy, so give yourself a break and take some time for yourself. And I see next year being a year of softness for you, a time for you to relax into being Lisa, right? Who you are on your own and completely independent from somebody else's intimate influence like that, which you would have in a family situation. And honor yourself for making a tough choice. Remember that we're here to grow our souls, and that every experience, positive and negative, contributes to that. Yes, we would all like to have all fun things happen to us, but they don't. So give yourself credit for honoring your need to go through this process, even if it was forced on you. And don't go looking for someone else right now. And I would say that to everyone who has lost someone or lost something, just hang tight, give yourself a break, do lots of self-care things. I don't know why I keep seeing you in a steam bath kind of thing. Just letting all that stuff come out. So there you go. Marie, I'm sorry I missed your question. Monica, wow, let's talk about that privately or email me and we can maybe talk about it on the radio show. We are getting close to the end of the broadcast today, and I am sort of able to see people's comments here. Melanie, go ahead and check the earthquake report and let us know if that's happened. Marie, I'm trying to fly to Luxor. Oh, cool. I'd love to do a past life reading with you. It takes a couple of hours, and it would be a lot of fun. But, when you get back from your trip, please join us on one of these Facebook Lives. We're here every Tuesday at 11 Pacific time. And let us know your experiences. That would be fascinating. Just recently, they announced that they found a hidden space in one of the, pyramids that no one had noticed before. And there's a lot of really interesting things going on there. Okay, Melanie. So I want to thank all of you for joining me today. Somebody's leaving Florida to relocate. Okay, so I'm beginning to find, okay, was it big, Melanie? And here's the thing. If you're an earthquake sensitive, and this will be something I think I need to talk about in an independent webinar, I work with weather and land systems. So I frequently get a heads up on the magnitude and the day and the location of an earthquake. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for joining us. And that's a situation where a person can easily become unbalanced. Now, we are all intuitives and healers. Our abilities and our skill sets go to different areas. And people say to me, what is the value of knowing, working with weather and land systems? Well, they're part of the planet. That's something that I signed up for. Oh, good, Marie. I want to hear from you when you get back. And we could schedule a past life regression session together. But I discovered that the earthquakes I were hearing were ley line events, and we can talk about that in an upcoming Facebook Live situation. So, Melanie, let's talk about this separately at another time. We're calling to my radio show on Monday. Or the other thing that I wanted to announce is that I am taping my radio shows for December 25th and January 1st. Okay. My radio show is the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It airs every Monday at 2 Pacific time at hometimes.com radio. So join me there. And for those of you who would like a reading, would like to go back and forth on a question that you're looking at, or to talk about your experiences, I'm pre-taping both those shows on December 15th. So that's a chance for you to come on live, but not have an audience right there. So it would just be like the two of us talking. It will air at those times, but both those shows are being pre-recorded. One, December 25th is Christmas. And wow, my radio producer wants the day off. Can't blame him, right? It's Christmas Day. And January 1st is my birthday, so I was going to take it off anyway. So he wants it off too. So, hey, what a team, right? So thanks for joining us today. And let me talk quickly about the crystal of the week. And if you have any more questions on how intuitives help you answer questions, please email me on that, because I'm very concerned that people look at us as people with all of the answers, and we give you insight, and we give you some really cool things to think about and to work with, because your spiritual team is there and active. But you need to go ahead and decide for yourself what you need to do. So those of you who are going through tough times, we're here with you. And the crystal of the week will help everyone, and it's called fluorite. And fluorite is a crystal very commonly obtained. It comes in, I've seen it purple and green, but I guess it's also clear and brown. I haven't actually seen those colors, but they're out there. Fluorite is a psychic protector, okay? So it's good to keep unwanted influences away from you. It promotes being more intuitive, which is always the subject of my heart. It can help promote structure in your daily life. So it helps with decision-making, right? See how this fits in with our theme today of how an intuitive can help you, but how you need to take charge of the situation. And fluorite is a learning aid, so it helps you organize and process information, promote concentration and quick thinking, and promote balance in daily life. And boy, we all need to be well balanced, right? And every little thing can get us knocked off course, especially right now for those of you who are shopping for the holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate, the end of the year. I have Japanese friends whose big day of the year is January 1st, not Christmas. So, but it's all kind of coming together here, and it's all a time for us to look at what's going on in our lives and plan for next year and plan to continue moving forward to be the best that we can be. So I want to thank you for being here today. And next week on Monday, on December 4th on my radio show, we are going to talk about why quantum physics is wrong. And I know people are like, what? You're questioning quantum physics? Absolutely, because it's wrong. And we'll talk about why it's wrong and what that means for us. And there's a lot of humor in that, but there's a lot of real down-to-earth, practical, intuitive, and healing things to think about when we think about how other people define the world for us. So that should be a fun time. Also, my upcoming webinars next week on Wednesday, December 6th, we're going to talk about the concept of planetary connection, or how we're equal with all life, or how people like Melanie and I can feel an earthquake coming, and what that means for us creating a healthy, balanced life in association with an evolving conscious planet. And that webinar is free. It's at noon Pacific time, so join me there. I also have some freebies that I offer on each of my broadcasts. And on December 13th, Wednesday at 5 Pacific time, I'm exploring times that work for people to join me live. So 5 Pacific time is 8 Eastern time. And we're talking about exploring our intuitive partners, how we can create relationships with crystals, with healing tools, with incense, with all kinds of things, including our animal companions and even other humans. So that'll be a fun way to explore your intuition and explore the different ways that you can bring in outside support to help you in your intuitive and healing life. So I want to thank you all for joining me today, for helping me get back to work after taking a week off to literally sleep, and to watch my cat accidentally take a bath in the sweet potato water that I was cooking for soup. So how weird is life, right? So thank you for joining me. And let's do a healing for ourselves, a healing for our friend Marie, who's going off to Egypt so that she'll have a wonderful trip, for Mike and his lungs, for Lisa and her divorce coming up here, and for Marie, I'm sorry I missed your question, but email me or send me a note at The Practical Intuitive. And let's send a healing to all of us in this community, that we can go into the holiday season here with lots of fun, with lots of joy, with lots of anticipation of just becoming more and more our best selves, and helping our family and friends to be their best selves by supporting them in their happy, healing lives. So hands on your heart. Blow into the palms of your hands, feel that air, and then just hold it out. Let that energy go to everyone in the community, all of us together. Thank you, Nicole. Catch us next time. And these recordings are available. Hands on your heart. I'm cute, huh? Thank you. Tell your daughter I'm in love with her. Hands on your heart. Breathe into the palms of your hands. And now, hands back on your heart. Bring that energy back into you. I'm going to do a Facebook Live on what energy really is. And you'll understand the power of this meditation and this brief healing. Do this morning and night to make yourself feel more grounded, to be more grounded, and to be able to tap more into your own intuitive and healing abilities. This will get you grounded back down into your body today. Close out that crown chakra from connecting with Fallon. Thank you again. If you would like to work with me, you can find my website at robynfritz.com. That's ROBYNFRITZ.com. Personal and business intuition, animal communication, mediumship, space clearing, wow, past life and between life regression, spiritual awakening, a process I call soul progression clearing, which is shorter than a past life regression. Help clear out blocks and move you on. But peace, friendship, and thank you so much for joining me. I love this community. I love being part of the Om Times Experts platform. Please join me every week and join my radio show. And thank you for joining me today. Take care.